Testosterone gives a lot of men confidence because it makes them physically attractive. And it's interesting that this hormone would do that to them because testosterone is a lust-based hormone. And if you know anything about lust is very surface level, and your physical appearance is very surface level. And when you look at us as the mammals that we are, besides just being spiritual beings, the systemic changes altering the physical appearance can result in a more masculine and handsome male, which is attractive to a lot of women. You know, with the muscle definition, like I said, the chiseled jaw, the boost in metabolism, and the enlarged muscle, wink wink, paired with the high libido, it gives many men confidence, especially those with the higher level of testosterone. Men who don't have the sufficient level of testosterone or the projected level of testosterone, they might not receive these same benefits. You know, they might have a low sex drive, they might lack stamina, they might have a higher pitched voice, they may suffer from hair loss and lack muscle definition, so they may be more susceptible to fat, or they may be very scrawny and skinny. So often those men who suffer from the low levels of testosterone might have a low self-esteem to match it. Think of animals and how they mate and how they interact, and if you're not the strongest, if you're not the prettiest, if you don't stand out, you're probably not going to be the most sought after, which can take a, hit at your confidence and your self-esteem. So for a lot of these men, they may feel a little bit inadequate within themselves. Compared to other men, they become emasculated by their own insecurities. When you have a male that's more attractive, there's a likelihood that there are going to be more women that are attracted to him. But when you have a male that has a lower level of testosterone, you're probably not going to have a lot of people that are going to be attracted to that person. So he's going to have to either have materialism or capitalism to really favor him in order for him to have that type of attention. But when you have a man that is just naturally favored by the divine, favored by Mother Nature, favored by, God himself, and just chiseled him to perfection, you got a problem, because you got a trophy, and everybody wants a trophy. So a rise in testosterone can establish a more attractive male and produce a profound confidence that only enhances their attractiveness, resulting in, favor from women. And two examples that I would use to reinforce the ideal that men being handsome and men being more masculine attracts more women would have to be seen with peacocks. The male peacock tends to have a bigger, brighter, wider, just prettier tail than the female peacock. And often they tend to show it off more than the women. And they do this to attract other female peacocks. So for a lot of men, being more handsome attracts more women. And to the point of just being more masculine and being stronger, you look at the male bucks and the female fawns. A lot of the females navigate, they seek, they are being led by the strongest male. They want the strongest male. So men receiving that boost of testosterone, men having a high level of testosterone, grants them with the muscle, grants them with the stamina, grants them with the strength to lead and just be seen as this masculine force of nature. And given this systemic as well as physical alteration to like the male's anatomy and aesthetic, it also gives a lot of men an inflated sense of value. It makes them very cocky. It boosts their self-esteem, definitely. It makes them confident, and it can also make them or allow them to become very cocky. I wouldn't say it makes them cocky, but it allows them to have a certain boisterous nature to them. It makes them very loud, irrational, and just believing that they can have anything because they want everything, That's why you see a lot of men always compare themselves to one another. They say they don't do it, but they really do. Like when I was in high school, it was always like, you had the prettier girl, well, I got the prettiest girl. You had the pretty girl, well, I got the prettier girl. It's always just this seek, conquer, explore, and repeat type of mentality. Like, find what I want, get what I want, leave, find something else. It's always that pattern of just seek, conquer, explore, repeat. Seek, conquer, explore, repeat. Seek, conquer, explore, repeat. Testosterone facilitates competition within other men for partners. So males compete for women and females choose the best male. Testosterone makes a lot of men very I don't know, I guess you can say proud, because you have that physical change, you have this systemic change. Not only do you look the part, but you literally can be the part if you have a higher level of testosterone. Not only do you look masculine, but you are masculine. You do display traits that are associated to masculinity. The male with the most testosterone will most likely attract more females, which appeals to the competitive nature of, again, natural selection. So basically, to conclude this video, my overall sentiments that I was trying to express is that a lot of men who have a higher level of testosterone are going to attract more women. And if you're in a long distance relationship and you have a very attractive, a very masculine, a handsome male who visibly displays higher levels of testosterone, there are going to be other women that are going to be attracted to it. A masculine man is going to be very attractive to a lot of feminine women. So you're in a long distance relationship and he's wherever he's at with all these beautiful women that are attracted to him. If he understands his authority, I guess you can say, if he understands what testosterone has done for him, he might be more willing to compete. He might be more willing to step out of fidelity. He might be more willing to just poke his chest out a little bit because he's not being supervised by oxytocin. Oxytocin is a fidelity hormone within men because once a male realizes that he's willing to submit and commit to a woman in a relationship, oxytocin kind of comes in and calms testosterone down, telling him like, hey, testosterone, we found what we wanted, we got what we need, we're not doing this anymore, we need to be rational. Oxytocin is a rational hormone. It comes in and it just calms testosterone down because testosterone is very loud, it's very irrational. It's I can have everything because I want anything. Where testosterone is a lust hormone, oxytocin is a love hormone. Lust is very irrational, and love can be confusing, but it's more rational than lust. So although testosterone will attract you to your partner, oxytocin will mediate that attraction and insulate a healthier dynamic within that relationship. Men who are absent from their partners for a longer period of time, like those who are in long distance relationships, need more oxytocin to reconnect with their significant other. For a lot of men, they have to work consistently and with dedication to maintain healthy relationships and remain faithful when apart. The more time men spend with their partners, the more oxytocin they produce. The more oxytocin they produce, the more they may desire their partner, the more likely they are to be faithful to their partner. Really understand that a lot of things go far beyond just a man being a man and a woman being a woman. There's a lot of hormonal, there's a lot of instinctual, there's a lot of just scientific aspects of ourselves that I wouldn't say exceed spirituality and like societal norms, but just understanding love and not only a spiritual level, not only a social level, but also a scientific level can just really help you better understand your dynamic. Now, I'm not saying that oxytocin is the absolute solution to any relationship because it's not. Just as testosterone is a lust-based hormone and it can be used to the detriment of a relationship, it can also be used as an instrumental, contribution to the success. I remember watching a video with Kobe Bryant and someone was asking him about his relationship and why they're still together after so many years. And he basically just said the competitive nature in him just made it easier for him or made him want to work harder for the success of his relationship with him and his wife. So just as oxytocin can keep a relationship together, it's not the only contributing factor to the success of that relationship. Inevitably, it comes down to the person, whether or not the person wants to be faithful to you or not.